What is the order of David Bowie's albums? If you are curious about the order of David Bowie's albums, you are in for a treat. His discography is a fascinating journey through the evolution of rock music. David Bowie's albums reflected his growth as an artist and his influence on the genre. Let's take a closer look at the chronological order of his main studio albums. David Bowie released his self-titled debut album in 1967. This album had a folk pop style that set the stage for his later rock persona. The following year, in 1969, he released what is often referred to as Space Oddity. This album marked his breakthrough with a more rock-oriented sound. In 1970, Bowie released The Man Who Sold the World. This album featured a heavier sound with hard rock influences. The next year, in 1971, he brought us Hunky Dory. This unknown album showcased strong melodies and began to bridge the gap between folk and glam rock. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars came out in 1972. This album is often seen as Bowie's definitive glam rock masterpiece, introducing the iconic Ziggy Stardust persona. In 1973, he continued with Aladdin Sane, which had a rower, more rock and roll riff-driven sound. Later in 1973, Bowie released Pin Ups, a covers album paying tribute to classic rock songs from the 1960s. In 1974, he presented Diamond Dogs, a concept album blending glam rock with dystopian themes. Young Americans followed in 1975, marking a shift towards soul music with rock undertones. The next year, in 1976, Bowie released Station to Station. This album combined rock with funk and electronic elements, introducing the thin white Duke persona. Bowie's experimental phase began with Low in 1977. This album featured electronic and ambient influences and was part of his Berlin Trilogy. The same year, he released Heroes, continuing with anthemic rock tracks. Lodger followed in 1979, showcasing eclectic rock with world music influences. In 1980, he released Scary Monsters and Super Creeps, which marked a return to a more conventional rock sound. Let's Dance came next in 1983, blending rock with dance and pop for commercial success. Tonight, released in 1984, featured rock with pop and soul influences. In 1987, he released Never Let Me Down, which was rock-oriented but faced some criticism for its production. Black Tie White Noise arrived in 1993, mixing rock with jazz and soul. The same year, he released The Buddha of Suburbia, showcasing eclectic rock and experimental sounds. Outside followed in 1995, featuring industrial rock and experimental styles. Earthling came in 1997, incorporating drum and bass and electronic rock. Hours, released in 1999, offered a more introspective rock sound with electronic touches. In 2002, he released Heathen, blending rock with art rock and electronic influences. Reality, released in 2003, took a straightforward approach to rock. The Next Day, released in 2013, marked a rock comeback for Bowie, referencing his past styles. His final album, Blackstar, was released in 2016, blending jazz, rock, and experimental music with dark themes. There was also a posthumously released album titled Toy in 2021. This album featured re-recordings of earlier songs with new rock arrangements. David Bowie's albums not only showcase his artistic evolution, but also reflected key phases in rock history. Each album represents a unique chapter in his career and the broader story of rock music.